Hi, Taxigothy here, Taxidungeon Goth, not the taxi cab. Now, this episode of ARK, I have tweaked some settings. In this one, everything is set so that I don't really have much of a fear of death. It's just super duper casual. So I'm just going to go about this without worrying about dying so I can explore and experience the world of ARK without any frustrations, because you cannot see it because it's off screen, but I'm going to be tending to my son quite often throughout this. There's a few instances where he's sitting on my lap as I'm recording, so it's not necessarily, easy. Again, it's a reason why I stopped playing Path of Titans. With a baby, you don't have the time that you used to, that's for sure. So I wasn't too worried about taking my parasaur out now that I didn't have to worry so much about it dying. There's a few things that you'll notice throughout this about the settings. I feel like I'm going to be getting resources a little too quickly and maybe even levels. I might have to adjust all that later on. But for now, we're just taking it for a test run and just exploring the world, because this map is huge. I'm only going to really cover a little bit of it at a time, and I like to fully explore things, but when there's that threat of death, it's very hard to explore and experience the story. So that's mainly what I want to do. I want to experience the story of ARK. I want to see all the different dinos and stuff. Taming the dinos is still not quite that easy. I will fail a couple times to knock some of these dinos out. And I'm still learning how to do all that. So to me, it doesn't feel like it's too easy. It's just easy enough. I also didn't mess with the temperature settings because in Conan Exiles, I got pretty used to having to wear specific clothing for certain biomes, and I want to be able to still do that in ARK. So it's just really so I can explore, and I'll still be working on upgrading everything that I need and learning what each thing does. I realize now by looking at the map, I'm probably going to have to build another base as I get further inland, because it's going to be a bit of a pain to keep going back. So right now, I'm currently in the area where I'm starting to recognize certain dinos where I found the TEK parasaur. I wanted to go try to get it this time since I died last time I tried to come out here. But now, since there's no threat of death, I'm really adamant I'm going to go find it. I just don't know where it is now. I was a little worried that perhaps my TEK parasaur got killed because there was a Carnotaurus running around attacking stuff. There were some raptors. So I was a little worried that maybe I wouldn't find it. As you can see, there's the Carnotaurus over there. I think that one's an alpha. So I'm just looking around and seeing maybe it fled a different direction. Maybe it is still alive. I think the TEK creatures are really cool looking, so I want to get as many of those as I can. Boy, I tell you, ever since I figured out how to show my location on the map, it's made things a lot easier. I have no sense of direction otherwise, so not being able to see my location on the map was a killer. I didn't even know that I had to turn that on. I thought it would automatically be on. Ooh, what's that? That is a TEK stego. That was not what I was expecting to find, because I didn't see that last time. I still haven't seen that TEK parasaur. But that is cool. I need that. I think, honestly, this is better than a TEK parasaur. So I'm going to go for that. Now, I wasn't sure how many crank arrows this was going to take. I'm glad it didn't take too many. But as you can see, I got a lot of meat in my inventory. It's the result of one of the settings I tweaked. I figured gathering more resources would be beneficial. I'm starting to find out that that's more of a problem, especially with carry weight. Look at this dodo. Look at what she thinks she's doing. She thinks she's going to go up to this thing. Or through it, I guess. Man, I love the dodos. I just killed them for no reason, too. You know, I should go back to just punching them. That was fun. Hey, my stego. This looks like a scarlet or a crimson. Yeah, we're going to call this one crimson. I think that's a cool name for a red glowy stego. Now, I read different things. I read that TEK dinos don't require a saddle, and then I read that they require a TEK saddle, and that is neither for this game. I just put a regular saddle on it, which seems fine enough. Seems like there's some misinformation out there. Just like I saw something about being able to make it so you don't drop your items on death, except come to find out that's only the mobile version. So, yeah, there's a lot of misinformation out there and confusing information, so that's okay. I made it work. But this thing is really cool. It might be slow, but man, this thing's like a tank, and it's so cool looking. I imagine this is your ride to the party. You roll up on this. Oh, it's so cool. Now, this is what immediately told me, yeah, I need to change some settings, because I harvested so much wood I couldn't even move because I was encumbered. Even like fighting this thing, like I'm getting more drops from it, and it just, the carry weight goes up so quick. Now, this is the first I'm finding a beaver dam. I didn't see any beavers around, but I'm like, oh, cool. Don't mind if I do take this stuff. I heard a little bit about rare flowers and what they do, so definitely gonna hang on to that. Oh. We got pushed. Oh yeah, now there's the beaver. Yeah, I didn't see that at first, but then again, I didn't really look, to be honest. It's cool looking though. Kind of ugly. Almost looks like a haggis. Call the wild reference there. Now, I know it was probably quicker if I didn't ride the stego, but it's cool. How can you not? It was just fun to ride this stego. Nothing wanted to approach it either. Everything pretty much ran away. Well, except, you know, those birds. Those birds really don't care who you are, what you are. They're a pain in the butt. But, yeah. I thought I could possibly harvest that turtle, but apparently stego can't harvest the turtle. And I somehow hit something with wood, so I had to go and drop everything again. I'm doing that a lot, so I cut most of that out. But of course, this bird decided it wanted to pick a fight. Oh, and I have friendly fire turned off, just, you know, on the off chance I could accidentally kill one of my allies, because that parasaur took a few tails to the face. But hey, those birds are nothing for my stego. Now, I'm not sure how my plates ended up changing color here, but I think when I get off, they end up going back to normal. It's just, I don't know why they're yellow. I was playing around with a button earlier that made them blue and like it looked like a shield, but I don't know if that yellow is another setting. Either way, stego's cool. I'm keeping it by my base for now. I don't know what I'm going to end up doing with it, but it's still cool. Obviously, you know, I'm playing single player. There's no other players to worry about. My base is just there for aesthetic. I would be very upset if there was a way to destroy my base. I really don't want that on. I want it there for aesthetic. I wouldn't have built it like that if I was worried about it being destroyed. Again, it's just super casual here. I just want to experience the story and all the dinos. Like, this is a cool game. And I do like that you can adjust your settings, but yeah, I'm gonna stop rambling on and I was working on building up stuff and getting all the materials I needed to make trank darts, because I wanted to go and get a tapiara at some point. I saw one very early on, and I thought it would attack me, but as soon as I got near it, it flew away, and I haven't seen it since. So at some point, I'm going to go out there and chase after that. Probably won't be in this episode, it'll probably be in the next one. So, I didn't find the TEK parasaur, but I got a TEK stego, and now that it's back at my base, I figured I would take my pteranodon out and see what else I could possibly find. I figured I could just go explore a little bit and see what's kind of over on that island. What am I saying? This is all an island, but go see what everything is over there. I keep getting my buttons confused here and forgetting the land. I had lost my pteranodon in the sky earlier, but I'm really trying not to have that happen again. So before I go, I'm working on getting metal ingots made because at this point I'm starting to work towards better gear, and metal ingots are a big part of that, and they do take a while to make, and things that require it take a while to make. So I want to make sure that I have as many of those prepped as I can, and I do need to eventually upgrade from the trank arrows to the trank darts. So I went ahead and went over here. I'm pretty sure this is one of the spots I was at when it was dark. And I had seen these raptors, and I figured, oh, you know, it'd be cool to have a raptor on my team, and they look like they're pretty fast, so that would be fun to ride. So I figured I'll just start with this one raptor, and probably kill the other. Because of the settings that I have, they're not really doing any damage to that trike, so that's why it looks kind of funky. But, again, super casual. Just kind of getting a feel for the world that this is. Taming and knocking out dinos still takes a bit of effort, so I'm not too worried about it. I do know that this meat is better, but it also expires faster, so I'm going to use it any chance that I get. I came over here because one of the raptors attacking this trike looks a little funny, so I decided to get a little closer, and come to find out, that one's a TEK raptor. So I see what that one person was saying about TEK dinos not actually being rare, but that doesn't change the fact that they're cool. So yeah, I definitely want one. So I went ahead and shot this guy with a couple trank arrows, and I got ready to tame this one, and this one's probably one of my new favorite dinos. Screw having a TEK parasaur, this is way better. So for TEK dinos, I have different various colors. I figured a gemstone theme would be really good for them, so for the TEK raptor, I called it Garnet. I mean, it's very fitting with its pretty red color. I just love the way they look at night. I mean, look at them, they're so cool looking. And then, of course, at night, look what I find. TEK parasaur. I was debating if I wanted to tame it or not. At this point, I've got two things that are cooler, so I figured, you know, if anything, it's going to drop different materials, so maybe I should just kill it instead. Okay, so I started heading back to base, and then I realized it's probably in my best interest to adjust the settings a little bit because I'm collecting too many resources that it's making me overweight too many times. And, I mean, that's just a little too much stuff. I don't need that much. I still want a little bit of effort with collecting stuff, so 1.5 seems fair. Now, unfortunately, when attacking this guy, I hit the wrong button and I'm stuck in first person mode, so I do apologize for that. I'm still getting the feel for all the buttons, and there's so many different inputs, it's hard to remember them all. I pressed the wrong button constantly. I'm still picking up quite a bit of stuff, so just every so often I just drop a bunch of stuff on the ground. It expires after a certain amount of time anyway, so it's not a big deal. But at this point, it's starting to become light again, so time to start heading out, seeing what else there is, maybe gathering some more resources. So that was an alpha dino that I had killed, and it dropped some pretty interesting stuff. There's some enhanced boots, but I already got chitin shoes, so I don't necessarily need those boots anymore. So that bow was a little bit better, so I figured I'd just keep the bow. I am eventually going to make guns. I saw the simple gun and then the rifle, so that's what I've been working on. And, it's just a little bit of stuff at a time here. It still takes a while to craft stuff and level up and build stuff up. So, it's still going to be a while before I have anything good. Speaking of getting good stuff, the Pteranodon is, it gets overweight easy. So I think in this next episode, I am going to work towards getting the Tapehara, because that thing is cool. I hope you enjoyed.